Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dwight here with Retro Crypto. Why am I so excited? Because when I see red, I see opportunity, guys, and I don't think it's going to be as bad as it seems. It might be, but it might. It's all. I'm always positive. So we're going to have a good video when we talk about Bitcoin, HEX, and other projects on the HEX ecosystem. But before we get started, I need you guys to do me a favor. I need you to smash that like button. Each and every one of you, hit that like button. I'm going to tell you why. It helps me. It's like giving me a tip. So, and it's the cheapest tip you can ever give. It takes literally a portion of a second. All you got to do is take your finger, hit that button on your phone, hit like, put your hand on your mouse, click like on the mouse. That's it, guys. And it does so much for my channel. It's going to help this family grow. Yes, I say family. I want the guys in this channel to all grow as a family. I'm desperately trying to get you guys to join the Telegram group and the Discord so we can start talking about HEX, Hedron, PulseDoge, Power City, Liquid Loans, and other projects too. I'm open to other projects. I'm not a maximalist at heart. You guys know this, but I do love HEX. So with all that said, also make sure you subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second to subscribe and you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And on top of that, YouTube algorithm in their search engine will be motivated to present my videos in front of people who may not have heard of HEX, which may push up the price one day, which will help you. All right, so make sure you guys also subscribe, join the Discord, and join the Telegram and Twitter and blah, 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 blah. You know the routine from there. But with all that said, one last thing, guys. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just an ordinary guy out there on the internet with a love for cryptocurrency. It is essential that you do your own research before making any and all financial decisions. All right, guys. With all that out of the way, today was horrible. Looking at the market here, Bitcoin's down 4.17%. ETH is down 5.77%. Let's see. One thing I hate about this screen here is you can't see all of it, and I'm half blind. I need my glasses. But yeah, it's not a pretty day at all on the markets. But I'm also hearing some scary things, like people are starting to mention, is this a bull trap scenario that we're in? It could be. I'll be honest, it's very possible. But I'm a hardcore cryptocurrency lover. I rode the wave all the way down from December 19th, 2017. I rode it all the way down to like 3,200, 3,400, and then I rode it all the way back up. So if I got to do it again, I'll do it again. This time I'll get it right. How will I get it right? I won't listen to my wife, and I'm going all in. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. This is going to be a lot of technical analysis today, and a little bit just talking about HEX and the Hexagon ecosystem. But for starters, we got to start with Bitcoin. All right. Now, today it's going to be a little different than what you're used to. Today, I am going to be focusing on the daily trends. So when you're charting, you can do it from minutes to hours to days to weeks to months. On very volatile situations like this, days like this, I need to stretch things out a bit to look at the overall market, because the market always has its ups and downs, okay? If you're looking at the 4-hour trends, the 2-hour trends, you may get spooked when you didn't have to be, and you may make a decision that you may regret later. So with that said, I am going to try to stick with the daily charting, and I may tighten it up a little bit, but for the most part, I'm going to be doing daily today. So I don't want you guys to get too scared. But if you see here, let's just start right here at Bitcoin. You see here with the exponential moving average, Bitcoin is riding above it quite nicely. Now with the daily chart, it took a heavy wick, and it wicked pretty far down into here, to be honest. But technically, it is still on a bullish trend, depending on what it decides to do tomorrow, or even this evening, to tell you the truth. But if you compare this wick down to other wicks down, like this was in May 2nd, this was a significant wick down on February 16th. That was actually more significant than now. That was actually scary. We were really thinking we were going to go to the 20s on that one. But just stay calm is what I'm saying, guys. Stay calm. Look at the charts. Read your charts. And don't make decisions based on emotions, okay? Because what happens when we make those decisions? People like me buy your bags. In other words, you run off and sell. You're selling today, pushing the price down. I'm like, you know what? I think I'll pick up this. That's a good deal. Thank you. And you sold for a loss. I'm going to pick it up and eventually sell for a profit. And also, one little thing I like to remember, you don't lose until you sell. It's very simple. Now, granted, there are times when you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. You know what I'm saying? But and that's very true also. But just don't panic sell. Never panic sell. All right? Now, we're going to take a look here at the exponential moving average for Bitcoin on a daily chart, and you'll see that it's wicked down. So, is it showing bearish tendencies? Extremely. Technically, is it still bullish? Yes. But does it need to be watched very closely? Yes. Yes, definitely. Because it could just pull one of these like over here and continue to wick down. All right. Now, the volume, there's a lot of sell pressure today. As you can see, the volume down here. Now, I'm going to take a peek at the 4-hour chart. So now you see how the daily chart doesn't make Bitcoin look that bad, and it has its cycles, its moments, okay? Now, if you look here at the 4-hour chart, it's going to show a much different Bitcoin. Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart, which goes back to March 21st, is going to demonstrate a Bitcoin that's hardcore bearish. So if you go anything less than a daily chart, look at the 4-hour chart, yes, it's a very volatile market right now. Now, Bitcoin's dropped down 3.62%, which is $1,647 today. That's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But when you look at the big picture, you're talking like it's still worth $43,869, guys. So don't panic. Don't let these guys shake you out, get your money from you. Some of you have lived through this, so you know what I'm talking about, all right? Oh, wow, look at that volume with the 4-hour chart. It's off the hook, though. A lot of sell pressure today. All right, now we're going to take a peek here with my messy chart, but I love this chart. It shows me a lot. Bitcoin, you got the MACD here. MACD is showing Bitcoin on the daily chart as being oversold. No, over the bearish. I'm sorry, the bearish is starting to kick in. It's starting to become very bearish. Sorry, not oversold. Now, if you look up here with my, I'm also starting to love this VPVR charting right here. This here pops up automatically. This is the strong support that the VPVR predicts should hold. And it did hold. It is holding as of right now. And that's at 42,024. Hopefully that continues to hold. If it doesn't hold, then the next support level, I would say, would be roughly right about here. So, and that's in the 34,000 range, 33. So we don't want to see that happen, though, right? Definitely don't want to see that happen. Now, right here, this is a support line that I drew. So right now, Bitcoin's sitting in right here, this little wick coming down here. And it's at, what is that at? $43,888. And it's heading down to this little support that I drew right here coming off of the VPVR. And that's that little yellow line. Hopefully that support right there holds. If it doesn't, it's going to come down to here. And this is the key, hold the line point. If that doesn't hold, then yeah. It's going to be a little long ride, bumpy ride, but, you know, dollar cost average, take advantage of the situation, you know, buy something cheap. All right, it will go back up. If you believe in cryptocurrency, it will go back up. Remember that, guys. All right, now you look at the moving average on the daily chart here. You got the 20-day average. It's still looking quite freaking good, tell you the truth. 20-day average is crossed over to 50, 100, and is approaching the 200-day. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you look at it the right way. But that's on the daily chart. Now, if I choose to do the unspoken bad thing, sorry, before we do that, this is the resistance point that we need to hit to actually make, you know, really start getting back up to all-time highs, and that's at the $52,000 point. Now, we're going to peek at the we're doing no 2-hour charts today. We're going to peek at the 4-hour chart, and let's see what the 4-hour chart tells us. Chart? Did I say chart? Chart. Let's see what that tells us. This is the bearish. This is the MACD, which lags behind the market. Remember, it's always following behind the market. It's in bearish tendencies. The support on a 4-hour chart would be at 38,800, according to the VPVR. Currently, I have the support with that one. We'll make it a little bit more specific, a little bit, because it's tighter frame. So this one, sorry. Okay, here we go. And that'll put us at 42,332 will be the support line. And if not, it will drop down to the 38. And yeah, we don't want that to happen. But that's what the 4-hour chart. The moving averages don't look good. 20 and 50-day are both curving downward. 100 days about to cross over the 20-day moving average. But like I said, don't want to put too much on a 4-hour chart today because it's a very volatile market. I don't want no panic selling. I don't want nobody thinking they're in Wall Street in the 1920s and jumping out windows or telling their wife you lost a college fund. Please don't tell me you lost a college fund for the kids. All right, remember, cryptocurrency is a high-risk investment. It is much less riskier than it was 4 years ago, but it is still considered high risk. So balance your bets. Which, if you're betting on Bitcoin, that's a pretty good bet in my opinion. All right, damn good bet. All right, now on the daily chart, you're going to see that Ichimoku is predicting Bitcoin to continue a bullish trend. And this is that little red dip that we were talking about yesterday. I love this Ichimoku chart. It said that it was going to get a little tight and then it was going back up. And what do you got right there? Ichimoku predicted it perfectly. So I'm really loving this Ichimoku chart. So the Ichimoku chart, which predicts this one on a daily, goes very far in advance, like to the April 30th. But it did predict this pullback right here, and it may pull back a little bit more. So keep that in mind. But then it's predicting it to go back to bullish tendencies. So I'm pretty happy seeing that. And if you watch my other videos, you've seen that before. So that's great. Now we're gonna look at the 2-hour. I'm sorry, no 2 hours today, guys. I'm sorry. You look at the 2-hour chart, and there we go. Remember, we said it was gonna get real tight and then start, and it's following exactly what it said it was going to do yesterday. So quite happy there, guys. All right, I think we're going to be okay. Now we're going to take a look at Bitcoin with the market cipher chart on a daily chart. Daily looks pretty damn good. Now there's a heavy wick down there, sell wick there, but that's a long signal, bullish continuations. Only one bear continuation. It's all bullish. The volume, there is a lot of sell volume today. Don't get me wrong, but according to the market cipher chart, we're still bullish, guys. There's no short signals or sell signals. Now, if we jump to the 4-hour chart, guaranteed. Yep. 4-hour chart, we have extreme. Yes, everything is covered on a 4-hour chart now. You got a sell signal. You got a continuation. A sell signal underneath this red diamond. That's bad. Look at the volume. The volume is off the hook, but I'm not worried about it, guys. Why? Because the 4-hour chart is emotional trading. The daily chart is for investing, okay? If you're shorting the market, you're flipping back and forth, yeah, you might be a little worried. You probably should be if you didn't short it. But me, I'm not worried about it at all right? And Ichimoku is showing good things. All right, on the daily chart, you'll see that the Bollinger Bands, which means that if it's on the high end, is good. Both are good. High end means there's a lot of buying pressure. Low end means there's a lot of sell pressure. Same for the RSI. In the middle, that means that it's kind of neutral between buy and sell pressure. But right now, this is showing neutrality more or less with the Bollinger Band on a daily chart, and so is the RSI. That's good. They both are in agreement for once. Now, the fear and greed indicator is showing that the market is in a fear zone, which, if you remember what Warren Buffett says, he states, or his saying is, be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. People are scared today, guys. Take advantage of it, okay? Buy their bags when they're selling. They're going to regret it, all right? I'm not going to look at the Bollinger Band on a 4-hour chart. Not necessary. All right, now what I did with Bitcoin for you guys today is you're going to see that I did a Fibonacci retracement. And this Fib retracement starts at the 100% from the bottom, goes up to now this is a recent bottom, July 21st. And then that was in between the two all-time highs right here. And then we're going to shoot up here to the all-time high and 61.8 marker, which is at, 44,525. That is the sweet spot if you wanted to buy into Bitcoin. And now I found that extremely interesting, almost like I actually discovered something on my own for once. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real. This is probably the picture I'm going to use for the video because this summer when it was all that extreme sell-off from roughly was like 69 or 60, what was that, 64,739 roughly, and all that it sold and it dropped all the way down to 29, and then it went back up. So when it dropped down to 29, that's where I put the point at the lowest point, roughly at 29,000, 28, 29. Now, from there, I did a fib retracement going upwards because we still haven't broken beneath it, and we're actually on an upward trend, technically, very much so. Uh, well, well, technically, it would be still upward trend because this is a lower point, if you get my drift. But if you trace this up to this all-time high, and then over here, you'll see that 61.8. It's saying that this is the absolutely best time to buy Bitcoin if you're tracing it back to with the recent low, recent all-time low, more or less. I hope I'm making sense because this is like pretty exciting to me, and it seems pretty straightforward. So I'll say again, 100% up to zero from in between the two highs during the summer, and it is saying today is absolutely the best time to buy at that price. All right, so keep that in mind. I still find that super interesting. All right, now let's say we're going to flip it a little bit. Let's see where Bitcoin will be officially out of the bear market with that same charting from this summer. Now, what you're going to do with that is 100% goes on the top, and then a 0% goes on the bottom, and then the magic number is 50%, okay? 50% is at roughly $50,219, which is awesome because that's what I had drawn back here. That's what I drew. Did I say drone? That's what I drew back here, roughly right there. Oh man, you gotta love charting when it all comes. When you go from one chart to the other, you didn't really track the other charts, and then everything falls in line. I'm feeling that Bitcoin should be okay, guys. I really am. Now you gotta remember, a lot of guys they're predicting things based off of previous markets, so of what Bitcoin did before in the past, and I don't think Bitcoin's behaving like it did last time. Now don't forget, it can go down much further. Don't get me wrong, but I think we're gonna be just fine. But anyway, coming downwards to 0 to 100%, you're going to see that at this 50% mark, it's at, roughly 50,000, basically. A little bit under 50, actually. It's about 49, we'll say 49,000. If Bitcoin could break past that 49,000 point, then yes, it would be bullish again. But as long as it's underneath of it, it is considered bearish. And for the guys that would short the market, what they do is they watch it and they want to see it hit it once, then hit it twice, and then they'll short the market. Like right here, somebody got an awesome short. They shorted the market once, it got another one, and it went down. That's how it works with the fib retracement, basically. It's a little easier to pour it out to, like here. This will make more sense. Like they'll want to see it, find that it's a good solid resistance point, and then I'll short it, make a little bit of profit. You know what I mean? All right, so that's that for that. All right, so and that was the other one. Okay. Next. HEX. Booyah. I don't know if you guys remember yesterday, but I drew this wedge out, and I'd be damned if it didn't come true. Look at HEX. HEX broke out of this, the parallel wedge I drew right here. It was bouncing around in there. It broke out. It was sitting right here. And I said, I don't know, guys. That's the first negative symbol that is telling me it's going to do a drop. And then I said, if it breaks out of this one here, then we know for sure. And I'll tell y'all what. If it don't break out of it, I'm going to be shocked because right now it's sitting at 13.3 and it does not look like it's going to make it. It looks like it's going to drop a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't, but it looks like it's going to drop out. And the charting was good. When it didn't stay in this wedge, and if it didn't break out the top, broke out the bottom, it was its first warning, second warning, and more than likely it's going to end up coming down a little bit. Now let's take a look here at my messy chart. But it has a lot of information on it. Volume for HEX, honestly, on a daily chart is rather low if you compare it to like back here. Let's see what we got here. Right now, the support is sitting right. Wow, that catches me off guard, actually. Here, let me get this a little better. Yeah. Okay, so right now it's sitting right at 13 cents, 12.95, 13 cents basically. And it's sitting right here at this level right here. Now, the dots up here are on this chart is actually the resistance. So HEX has got to break past this resistance to make the moves. But right now, yeah, we're sitting right here and we're at 13 cents. Next point of support. I'm going to say the next point. No, that's not it. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. The it's not quite there yet. The actual support I'm going to put down here at 12 and a half cents, which is where it was yesterday. Now think about it. Awesome. It was 12 and a half cents yesterday. And now you see that it's saying that HEX will not go any lower than 5 cents. I'm not worried about that, guys. That's like apocalyptic. Oh my word, I can't say it. The world coming to an end. All right. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Now the moving average, the daily moving average for HEX did improve recently, but I don't know if it's going to keep that improvement right now. This is the 20-day moving average has moved past the 50 and is approaching 100. That looks good. If we look at the daily chart, the 4-hour chart, it's going to look horrible. I said I wouldn't do it, but I'll show you guys. And HEX looks horrible on the daily chart. Yeah, who knew, right? And guess where the support is? 12 and a half cents. Awesome. All right, so we're good, guys. I mean, it is what it is. You just got to ride this out. But the 20-day moving average has crossed underneath the 50, and it's about to cross underneath the 100. It's approaching a bear death cross, more or less, but I'm not worried about it right now on the 4-hour chart. Today is very volatile. And you got to remember, the market's still not decoupled from Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin does still affects the rest of the market drastically. All right, now let's take a peek here with HEX on the daily chart, market cipher. It has... This is the same response I gave to the market cipher chart yesterday. It really is showing HEX in a neutral territory where it can go either way because you have a long signal, a bullish continuation, bearish continuation, bullish continuation. But we got some red wicks here. I have no choice but to check out the 4-hour chart, unfortunately. And the 4-hour chart is saying a sell signal right there. So the 4-hour chart definitely predicted that correctly, and it was you needed to sell. But we're not trading, we're investors. So we're going to hold the line, right, guys? Now, we're going to look at the Bollinger Bands on the daily chart, and it has a neutral. RSI is neutral. Now, you got to remember, when you're charting and using technical analysis, you want to use a plethora of different charting skills, indicators, to try to predict what's going to happen next by what's happened in the past. That's why I kind of use a bunch of them. You pick the ones that work best for you. Like lately, I have to be honest, not the Bollinger Bands, I'm sorry. Where is it at? Exponential moving average has been great for me lately. And the Ichimoku has been the very best predictors. I like using the moving averages because it just tells me what's going on. And the VPVR is my new favorite way to look for resistance until it fails me. That's the way it goes, guys. Market cipher. Market cipher is more helpful for trading, definitely. But it still gives an indication of what's going on in the short term. A very good indication of what's going on in the short term. All right. Let's take a peek here. This should have been further over anyway. I'll put that there. All right. This here is the moving exponential average for HEX. And you'll see that the daily chart has it crossed over into a bearish territory. With the wick coming this that far down, the supports failed. It's definitely bearish territory as far as I'm concerned. No worries. It's HEX, though. Always remember that. We already did this one. All right, let's jump over here. All right, guys. Now, here we go. This is the last one for the HEX stuff. And this is the Ichimoku chart. And if you look at the Ichimoku chart is predicting bearishness for quite a while into HEX's future. So, accept it. That goes to May 1st. And that Ichimoku's been pretty damn correct lately. Now, I look at the 4-hour chart with it. It's a little better, but not much better. So, embrace it. All right, now let's go into the HEX ecosystem. Let's talk a little bit about PulseDoge. PulseDoge is doing really, really good. I hope you guys listen to me. If you didn't, it's never too late. Remember, PulseDoge is on a Binance Smart Chain currently. If I ever get this to come back, sorry. All right. PulseDoge is on a Binance Smart Chain, and when Pulse Chain goes live, they're going to do an airdrop over the Pulse Chain, and you have Binance Smart Chain and Pulse Chain. PulseDoge, okay? Now you'll see that this uptrend started roughly March 13th and has been a continuous uptrend. And I've been talking to you about it for a while. And since we started talking about it, it's gone up to $1. I'm sorry, 0.016 cents. So this is definitely one to keep your eye on, if not to buy it. Because like I told you guys, oh, I'm sorry, and let me do the support right here. The strong support for it is at 0.008. All right. Now, I've been talking to you guys about this for a while, and remember, I brought this one. See, it's gonna fight me the whole day. Look at this. Let's see if it lets me show you now. See, I'm forced to use charting things that I don't want to use, but it's free, and TradingView doesn't go back far enough. So, sorry about that. All right, we're just gonna keep moving. PulseDoge. Don't sleep on PulseDoge. Long story short, it's moving. It is the official HEX Pulse Chain meme coin. Like it or not, it is what it is. And the memes are pretty damn cool. Check out their website. All right, Hedron. I like Hedron. I learned a lot about Hedron over the weekend on my way back from my parents' place. And the one thing that frustrates me right now with Hedron is I try to do a 555 stake with them, but the fees are so freaking high when I try to do it through Hedron. So if I do the staking straight through like HEX.com, no problem. It's a very fair rate. But when I try to do it with Hedron, it was like $90. And I just tried it like a half hour ago. It was like $49. I'm not paying $49. I'm just not. So that's a problem Hedron's probably going to face for a while. But Hedron will be on Pulse Chain. So hopefully that will fix the fee problem. But I do like the fact that Hedron will allow you to stake for 5555. And as long as you do it through Hedron, you can take loans out on your money and just repay it. Very powerful thing. That way you're not closing your stake out early, being penalized. Very powerful. Very, very powerful. Now, with that said, let's take a look here at the chart. Oh, by the way, I did do a 555 stake, but I just did it straight to HEX. Because one thing I was curious about, I've seen what interest rate you'll receive for like a 5-year stake, but I was really curious to see how big of a difference it is with the 15-year. So I'll be talking about that in the near future, I'm sure. All right. All right. So we're gonna take a peek here at Hedron chart, and you're gonna see it keeps bouncing off this resistance at 316 basically. And right now we're sitting at 243. It's a good buy spot, guys. Remember, we were waiting for it to drop down somewhere in the twos. I wanted to drop down to the 2 even, but it's looking like this 243 is a good move. I don't even have to do the fib because I know what it's going to tell me. I've done it enough times. But you know what? I already had it ready to go. Here it is. Boom. Drag it down. Fibonacci retracement from the 61.8 from the low point there is going to say that actually, no, that's not going to work in that direction. Well, it can still work in either direction. So, yeah. Long story short, guys, I'm mumbling on my words here. It's a good buy point for Hedron. If you were unable to claim the airdrop, it's a good buy-in point. All right. Don't forget about Power City. I think their advertising has been weak. Their public awareness has been pretty weak. But I do think the project is the real deal and brings something to the table. Hopefully they awaken somehow. But I just don't feel Hexicans are talking about them enough. And the only reason I learned about them is from somebody that was in a live chat with me one day. Speaking of that, if you guys want live chats, let me know. Go into Discord. Say, I want live chats, Dwight. Or, go Twitter, Telegram, leave it comments. All right. Now, don't forget that they still have an airdrop going on. But at this point, the Power City airdrop, I think, is just 1-for-1. So, just wanted to throw that out there at you guys. That's it for this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you join the Discord or Telegram, Twitter. Discord or Telegram is where I'm really trying to get going right now, guys. All right, and until next time, peace out.